Better Place aimed to eliminate range anxiety and make electric cars a viable option for everyday use. With over $900 million in funding from heavyweight investors like Vantage Point Capital Partners, General Electric, HSBC, and Morgan Stanley, Better Place was poised to revolutionize the auto industry and give rivals like Tesla a run for their money. Founder Shai Agassi had a vision to revolutionize the industry and create a sustainable future, but ultimately failed to deliver on his promise. Despite choosing smaller countries for deployment, mounting upfront costs and competition from market rivals resulted in delays and a lack of interest. By 2013, the ambitious electric car network's third CEO, Dan Cohen, admitted defeat and filed for liquidation, with a provisional receiver tasked with minimizing the damage to employees, customers, and creditors. On a historic day, February 7, 2010, the world watched as Better Place, the California-based electric car startup, demonstrated its revolutionary electric car network in Tel Aviv, Israel. The brainchild of Israeli entrepreneur Shai Agassi, Better Place's ambitious plan to create the world's first nationwide electric car network had finally come to fruition. Despite more than $400 million in investment and more than a year of delays, dozens of electric cars hit the roads of Israel, the testing ground for Better Place's revolutionary venture. The moment was a testament to the power of innovation and the persistence of a determined entrepreneur, as well as a glimpse into the future of sustainable transportation. Despite the initial excitement surrounding Better Place's innovative battery swapping technology, the reality of implementing it on a large scale proved more daunting than anticipated. Building out the infrastructure required to support this ambitious idea required significant investment and coordination, which ultimately proved challenging to manage. Despite raising a staggering amount of money from top-tier investors, Better Place was only able to put approximately 1,000 electric cars on the road before succumbing to financial difficulties and filing for bankruptcy in 2013. Unfortunately, despite early promise, Better Place ultimately failed to achieve its ambitious goals, leaving behind a legacy of innovation and a cautionary tale of the challenges facing disruptive startups. The hubris trap. Better Place made overly optimistic forecasts about the demand for its electric vehicles in the Israeli market. The company predicted sales of between 300 and 500 vehicles a month in the first year, but in reality only around 1,000 vehicles were sold due to many pre-sales never materializing. Additionally, at a price of $33,000 after tax breaks, the vehicle was relatively expensive compared to other options. Shai Agassi, the founder of Better Place, worsened the situation by making hubristic statements, claiming that the company could give cars away and still turn a profit. The danger of overreaching. Better Place's ambitions extended beyond proving the viability of its business model through a pilot. The company announced plans to expand into Denmark, drawn by the country's geography and aggressive climate and energy policies. Despite sinking significant investment into market development, the result was underwhelming, with Renault selling less than 400 compatible EVs. As a result, Better Place was forced to postpone and eventually cancel its expansions into Australia and Hawaii. The company's overly ambitious expansion plans without sufficient market validation proved to be a significant misstep in its journey towards sustainable mobility. Lone wolf. One of the significant challenges faced by Better Place was its lack of partners. By choosing to license its technology instead of manufacturing its own vehicles, the company was dependent on manufacturers to adopt its battery technology. However, as its initial vehicle sales stumbled and its battery technology remained incompatible with other systems, manufacturers had little incentive to design cars to leverage the interchangeable battery technology. Despite its efforts, Better Place failed to entice manufacturers to adopt its technology, with Renault being the only exception. This challenge proved to be insurmountable, ultimately contributing to Better Place's downfall. The ecosystem problem. Without a critical mass of drivers, building a vast network of charging stations was economically unfeasible. However, without charging stations, customers had limited incentives to purchase electric vehicles. This created a chicken and egg problem for the company, where it was challenging to create a demand for electric vehicles without an adequate charging infrastructure in place. As a result, Better Place's value proposition remained unclear, given EV's limited range, lack of charging stations, and uncertain resale value. This uncertainty caused customers to remain hesitant to internalize the risks associated with purchasing an electric vehicle, further exacerbating the ecosystem problem. The costly reality. The company originally projected that each charging station would cost $500,000 to build, but in reality the cost was $2 million per station. This miscalculation put a significant strain on the company's cash flow, limiting its growth potential. Additionally, Better Place failed to attract enough customers due to a lack of a clear value proposition, and manufacturers were reluctant to adopt its battery swapping technology. The company also faced the ecosystem problem, where building a vast network of charging stations was economically unfeasible without enough EV drivers. The failure to move from early adopters to the early majority, combined with the high burn rate, led to the board removing Shai Agassi as CEO in Q4 2012. Despite efforts to raise additional financing, Better Place filed for bankruptcy in Q2 2013. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. And if you found this content helpful, give the video a like.